and that spoke volumes. Smoke Jensen was, in the original meaning, a man of his word. He never lied, not to anyone, for any reason. Old Preacher had taught him the value of honesty, courage, determination, and all the virtues that, to his consternation and sorrow, Smoke found dying out far too fast in his own country. Those lessons in basic morality had served him well over the years, got him in and out of fights far better than sheer brute strength or viciousness alone. Fighting had been a large part of Smoke's life. He recalled that barely a year ago he had been in a fight to the finish against Major Cosgrove and Jack Biggers, with Pasco, the nephew of Carbone, siding him. That had been up in Red Light, Montana, where Smoke and his wife Sally had fought for the rights of Smoke's niece, Jenny. Before that brouhaha ended, nearly half of the trash class of gunfighters west of St. Louis had been hustled off to meet their maker. A town lay in ruins, and those behind the scheme to defraud Jenny had paid the ultimate price. Pasco had remained behind as a working hand on Jenny's ranch, as had a number of others. Once more taking in the splendor of his beloved mountains, Smoke Jensen wished them well. Jenny was a good girl and deserved the huge valley-wide ranch she had acquired. There would be time, too, on his journey south, Smoke speculated, to figure out more of what plagued his old friends. On the south slope of a long ridge, the three men sat their horses. With the animals shoulder to shoulder, they completely blocked the road. Hard-bitten men. Their grim expressions reflected the purpose of their presence at this particular spot. Len Banks on the right, and Lonnie Banks on the left were brothers, and shirt-tail relatives of the man in the middle, Myron Forbes. Neither of the Banks brothers particularly liked what Forbes had in mind, yet they felt compelled to see it through. It would take all three of them, they knew that much. One hell of a tall order to face down the man they sought. "He has to come this way," Myron Forbes said, desperate urgency crackling in his words. "From what we learned, he has to." "Could be he stayed over in Pueblo," Len Banks suggested. "Then we wait," Forbes bit off. They saw the hat first, a slowly growing silhouette against the cobalt blue of the Colorado sky. As it progressed over the top of the ridge, it increased in definition, a black 4X Stetson cattleman. Then the face resolved itself. Square, rock-hard jaw, long, darkly tanned cheeks with shadowed holes where the eyes would be. Longish blonde hair riding the slight breeze behind. "Goddamn, I think it's him," Lonnie Banks blurted. "If it is, today's the day he dies," Myron Forbes gritted. Black-tipped Appaloosa ears showed next, then the well-shaped head. The rider crested the ridge in a few strides and started down toward the trio of murderous intent. When he drew within 25 feet, he reined in. "Howdy, boys," Smoke Jensen offered politely. "You Smoke Jensen," Myron Forbes growled. Smoke Jensen recognized the challenging tone and sighed sadly. He released his reins and used his bent left thumb to ease up the brim of his hat. "I might be. Why?" "If you are, we came to kill ye," Forbes snarled. "Do you mind telling me why exactly you intend to kill me?" Smoke asked in the reasonable tone he forced himself to use. "You ought to know. I'm Myron Forbes," the big man snarled. "I'm supposed to know you." "Know the name for sure. You killed my baby brother, shot him in the back." Smoke Jensen slowly shook his head, the sadness a heavy mantle around his shoulders. "I've never shot a man named Forbes, so far as I know." "Goddamn, Jensen, you killed enough you don't know all their names?" Lonnie Banks blurted. Again Smoke sighed, his large calloused right hand resting on his saddle-hardened thigh, close to the smooth butt of his long-used .44 Colt. "I regret to say that."